my God, it's her, that's the mayor.
These encounters were all caught on camera, moments that happened too fast to fully understand. At first, everything seems normal, just people getting close to animals in their environment. But not all of them react the way you'd expect. In a matter of seconds, calm situations turn unpredictable, and there's no way to stop what follows. Some of these moments end quickly, others don't, but all of them were real. The clearing. In a forest clearing, a bear confronts a tall figure standing upright in front of it. They begin to push against each other, both holding their ground. The bear lunges forward, and the figure responds, staying on its feet. The clip ends mid-struggle, with no clear view of what the figure is. The cat. In a quiet space, a cat begins moving slowly across the ground. At first, it looks like it's just dragging itself forward, but the movement becomes harder to follow as its body stays pressed against the floor. It tries to lift itself and then drops again, unable to fully stand. The fox. In an open area, a fox lies pressed against the ground, struggling to move. It tries to stand, but each attempt falls short. Its body shifts and reacts as if something is holding it down. There's nothing visible around it, just the animal unable to fully get up. The dog. Inside a house, a dog suddenly reacts, barking and pressing itself against the wall. Its body tenses as it struggles to move away from that spot. The movement becomes more rigid, as if it's losing control of its own balance. Moments later, it drops to the floor, barely moving as the recording continues. The night intruder. At night, a camera captures something entering a farm enclosure. It moves quickly, heading straight toward the animals inside. A dog rushes in and tries to stop it, biting and pushing it back. But it doesn't hesitate, takes what it came for, and disappears into the dark. It wasn't afraid of being seen. On the outskirts of a small town in France, a man records something unusual perched on his wall. At first, it looks like a small monkey, but something about it feels off. It's holding a bird in its hands, completely still, as if aware it's being watched. Then, without hesitation, it bites into it. It calmly begins to eat, right in front of the camera. It was testing the fence. In Oklahoma, something massive appears behind a wooden fence near a livestock enclosure. It leans forward, gripping the wood with both hands. A dog barks from inside, but doesn't dare get any closer. Then it starts shaking the fence, testing it. The dog backs away, and the figure just stands there, watching. Until the recording suddenly cuts. Something was holding it down. In Illinois, a home security camera captures two cats resting near a hallway. One of them gets up and tries to walk forward, but suddenly, it stopped. The other cat runs away, as if it knows something isn't right. It struggles on the ground, like something is holding it down. Then, just as suddenly, it stops. Something lifted it. In Kansas, a security camera captures a cat standing alone in the dark. At first, nothing seems unusual. Then suddenly, it's lifted off the ground. Not floating, but held, like something grabbed it. It stays suspended for a moment before being lowered back down. And whatever did it never appears. It walked on two legs. In Jalisco, Mexico, a night camera captures something entering a chicken coop. At first, it looks like an animal, but it's moving on two legs. Inside, two dogs immediately react, barking and rushing toward it. The creature hesitates, clearly not expecting resistance. They bite and chase it, forcing it back. And whatever it was, runs off into the dark. One of them shouldn't be there. Outside a home in Venezuela, a security camera shows two dogs playing together. They chase each other, moving like they've done this before. Nothing seems unusual at first, until the owner notices something impossible. One of those dogs died years ago, and somehow, it's still there. It shouldn't have come this close. A dog tied outside a house suddenly reacts. As something approaches from the darkness, out of nowhere, a tall humanoid figure rushes straight toward it. The dog doesn't back down. It lunges forward and fights back. They clash for a few seconds, struggling in a sudden, chaotic fight. Then both of them are pushed out of frame into the dark. And no one ever found out what happened next. It got stuck trying to get in. In Texas, a night camera captures something approaching a pen full of sheep. It tries to force its way inside, but gets stuck halfway through the fence. A dog nearby starts barking non-stop. Keeping its distance but not backing down. Up close, the figure looks wrong. Like a large wolf, but almost hairless. It struggles to free itself, but can't fully get through. And for a moment, it's completely trapped. It didn't act like a predator. In Ireland, a large black wolf is caught on camera entering a goat enclosure in the middle of the night. It moves among them calmly, not attacking, not rushing, just observing. A dog nearby starts barking at it, but the wolf doesn't react at all. It stays there for a moment, completely unfazed by everything around it. Then, without hesitation, it pushes against the fence and simply walks out, like it was never supposed to be there. It didn't react like any animal. In rural Montana, a night camera captures a tall, unnatural figure approaching a house. It moves like an animal, but stands upright, with long, distorted limbs. The family dog reacts instantly, charging straight at it without hesitation. It bites, pushes, fights, but the creature barely reacts. Then suddenly, it drops to the ground, completely still. Like it was playing dead, or never meant to fight at all. It just vanished. A home security camera in Madrid captures a cat calmly walking outside during the night, with nothing unusual happening around it. It moves normally across the frame, like any other night, without reacting to anything strange. But in the next moment, without warning or any visible cause, the cat simply disappears from view. There's no distortion, no object blocking it, and no sign of where it could have gone. Some people believe it's just a camera glitch or a recording error. It went straight for the kitten. At the entrance of a rural home in the United States, a mother cat is quietly nursing her kittens, completely unaware of what's approaching from the darkness. From outside, a thin, unnatural creature crawls into view, moving on all fours with a slow, deliberate motion that doesn't look like any normal animal. It gets closer without hesitation, its body looking almost skeletal as it focuses directly on the smallest kitten. In a sudden movement, it grabs the kitten in its mouth and starts pulling it away. But right beside them, a guard dog reacts instantly, lunging forward and biting the creature to force it to let go. The creature releases the kitten and retreats. Letting out a disturbing scream as it disappears back into the dark. It dragged it away. In a farm in Canada, a night camera captures a massive figure entering a goat enclosure, moving with a heavy, deliberate pace. Without hesitation, it approaches one of the goats and grabs it by the head, forcing it down almost instantly. The animal struggles, but it's completely overpowered by the creature's size and strength. Then it begins dragging it across the ground, pulling it straight toward the wooden gate. With force, it pushes through the fence, breaking its way out as if nothing could stop it. And as it disappears into the dark, the rest of the animals just stand there, watching. It didn't know how to be one. During the night, a farm camera in England records a pale, unnatural figure moving inside a goat enclosure. Its body looks wrong, with long legs and a thin frame, almost like it's trying to imitate something it isn't. It chases the goats around the pen, but strangely, it never actually attacks them. At one point, it stops and tries to make a sound, like a howl that never fully comes out. Then, without warning, it jumps over the fence with ease and heads back into the darkness. Like it didn't belong there, or didn't know what it was supposed to do. It kept coming back. In a rural home in Germany, a night camera captures a large figure entering the property and walking straight toward the family's dog. At first glance, it looks almost human, but its posture, size, and face feel completely unnatural. The dog reacts immediately, jumping forward and confronting it without hesitation. They collide again and again, with the creature pushing forward as if it refuses to back away. Each time the dog attacks, the figure forces it back, slowly driving it toward the entrance of the house. And just as the struggle reaches the doorway, the footage cuts. They both stopped at the same time. Inside a home in New York, a night camera captures a cat, suddenly reacting to something that isn't immediately visible. Moments later, a small, thin creature comes into view, moving quickly with a strange, almost unnatural posture. The cat engages with it right away, and the two begin struggling across the floor in a brief but intense clash. Up close, the figure looks skeletal, with a long tail and no visible fur, unlike anything you'd expect to find inside a house. Then, without warning, both of them suddenly stop moving at the exact same time, and slowly turn to face the camera, as if they both notice something else. The wall he wouldn't look away from.
Oh my God.
Inside a quiet home, a German Shepherd suddenly fixates on something no one else can see. He doesn't move, doesn't blink, just stares at one exact spot on the wall, growling under his breath.
Hey, what is it?
Then the barking starts, louder, sharper, like he's warning something to stay back. The room is silent otherwise, but everyone there feels it, that something isn't right. Because dogs don't react like this without a reason. And whatever had his attention never once showed itself. The chair that moved on its own. Inside a hotel hallway in Los Angeles, a security camera records a dog resting quietly near its owner's room. At first, nothing seems unusual, until a wooden chair against the wall suddenly begins to move. Slowly, without anyone touching it, it slides further into the hallway, inch by inch. That's when the dog notices, and instantly goes on alert. Because the chair wasn't just moving, it was already halfway down the hallway. The cat that slowly disappeared. In a quiet backyard in Alabama, a night camera captures a cat standing still, staring out into the dark. After a few seconds, it slowly begins to move forward, as if something out there caught its attention. Everything seems normal at first, just a cat walking across the yard in the middle of the night. But then, something strange starts to happen. Step by step, its body begins to fade, like it's being erased from the scene, until there's nothing left, and no trace of where it went. The dog saw it first. At night, in a quiet street, a dog suddenly locks its attention on something deep in the darkness. He doesn't move forward, doesn't even step closer, just stands there, completely focused. Then he starts barking. Not playfully, not curious, but like he's trying to keep something away. The owner stays back, filming from a distance, clearly unsure of what the dog is reacting to, because whatever it is, the dog refuses to get any closer. And sometimes, that's all you need to know.